What's up, everybody? My name is Shannon, and I am still waiting for my Satyr, and today we are talking about School of the Wolven Way by Nevelious Jordan. So before we get started, I do want to let you guys know that this was given to me in exchange for an honest review by the publishing company, Shatteringham Books, and this is the first book written by Nevelious Jordan. This is his debut novel, and they did ask me to include spoilers in my review. That's why the title of this video says full review, so just getting that out of the way before we get started with the review. But just gonna tell you my preliminary reactions on this book. I did not like it very much. You've seen the thumbnail, you know what I graded this book, and I am going to be honest, this book was not the book for me, and I really didn't enjoy it. It was quite a struggle to get through, and I honestly don't think I can spoil very much for you guys because I honestly don't really understand what was happening. The plot just didn't really make any sense for me, so I don't really know what happened except that it ends on a cliffhanger, and to that I say shame on you, because I don't even know what happens in this book, so I can't really be excited for where we're going next because I have no idea where we could possibly be going next. But this is a young adult novel, and it's focused on this 15-year-old boy named Julian. He gets accepted into this academy in England for these like gifted individuals, and he convinces his parents to let him go, and he really wants to go because he's kind of obsessed with his like great-grandfather who was this alchemist, and he's buried there, and he wants to go and kind of unravel the mysteries behind it. And it's revealed that this school is more of like a training academy for all of these kids who are graced with these elemental abilities. Like maybe you can control electricity, maybe it's ectoplasm, maybe it's water, maybe it's metal, like all of that kind of stuff. And these people are training you in order to like defend the earth against evil. And that's all I got as far as plot goes. It gets kind of convoluted with the characters, and it gets kind of convoluted once the actual antagonists are introduced. I don't understand how they got there, or what they wanted, or why we're fighting them. All of that was lost because this book focuses way too much on details that I do not think matters, and not enough on actually getting you into the story. I can tell you everything you want to know about what laptop Julian uses, or that he ate a cinnamon bun before he got on the plane, or about how he broke his handheld music machine while on the plane, and all of the songs that he transferred over from his computer he had deleted on there, so now he has lost them all forever. But I mean, that's good because life is more important than a contraption sold in stores. And I can tell you all about the underwear that Blair wears, and I can tell you all about all of these little like facts that we get sprinkled in about these characters, but I couldn't tell you a single thing about the plot because I just couldn't pick up on any of that stuff. I do not know what was happening. I don't know what this school is. I honestly, for the first half of this book, I thought it was about werewolves. It's not about werewolves. Basically what it comes down to is this book is extremely wordy. It's really intellectual, and it's very poetic. I would actually really like to see more writings from this author, but in like a short form. Like I really think I'd enjoy like maybe poems by him, or like really short stories by him. I just feel like maybe long form novels, it's just not quite what it should be, especially when it's coming into like a YA story, because there's nothing about this book really that I found to be YA. When it comes to the characters, which to me is the crux of it being a YA story, that's really again where it's falling flat, because instead of seeing these characters interact and like learn and grow through their interactions, we're just getting details about them sprinkled in because the author's telling us. There's a lot of telling, and there is not a lot of showing. So we're learning that Blair is like an ovarian cancer survivor, and that she like lives on the streets, and she's stealing money, but she donates a lot of it to hospitals, and she really cares about children, and she's not a feminist because she uses her women wiles to steal money, and just all of the stuff. We're learning all of these details because the author is telling us, not because the character's telling us, not because she's growing and developing by interacting with the other characters, but because the author is telling us. Another place that this book kind of falls flat is that this author really seemed to have a connection to the setting, but I couldn't describe the setting to you if you paid me. Like, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what the school looks like. I'm pretty sure it's underground. I'm kind of confused by that. I only think that because at one point they went down into a tunnel, I'm pretty sure. But the setting just didn't make sense to me. The way we were bouncing from scene to scene felt really odd. Like I could never understand like how we got from one place to another, especially in the final battle. The battle scenes are extremely confusing, and I just couldn't like understand ever what was exactly going on. And again, that comes down to the way that it's written. This author pays more attention to like other details and like really trying to flesh out other things, that when it comes to action and when it comes to like things that really matter to the plot, it's just falling very flat and it's making me extremely confused. A lot of the dialogue in this book also feels really forced, and it doesn't work. It's not meshing together. There's just something weird about it, because the way that the author's writing, again, it's very intellectual and it's very poetic, and that just doesn't work well when it's teenagers. But then, like, at the same time, then we'd get random sentences where he's like, these threads are dope, but he'd be saying fam, and like, oh, lol, so relatable, he wears Spider-Man boxers, and it just felt very forced and unnatural and weird, and it just overall made this reading experience just not very enjoyable, and it was just it was a struggle. It was a huge struggle. A lot of people were telling me that I need to just start skimming this book. It's only 177 pages, but it would take me an hour just to read 20 pages of it because I was trying so hard to understand what's going on. Like, I felt kind of dumb reading this book. And I understand that this author is like extremely smart. I could really get that, but it made me just feel really dumb because I could not keep up with this book. So overall, would I recommend it? I would say honestly, probably not, but I think maybe this book just wasn't for me, and I also think that this is just not a YA book. I think instead, if it was marketed maybe to adult readers or just a different demographic in general, it might do a little bit better, but I definitely know that my particular tastes are not geared towards this book, and I feel like a lot of you guys out there that do watch my reviews probably have the same taste in books that I do. I don't really think you would enjoy this book very much as well. So I am giving this book a D- because I actually do think I want to see more of this author's writing style, but again, not in a book. I have no interest in continuing on in this series. I don't want to know what happens next because I don't even know what happened in this book, but I would love to see like some poetry by him. I would love to see like some very short stories by him because I do think he has an interesting voice. This is just not the best way, I think, to showcase it. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you can talk books with me every week. That is everything I got for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!